Dear students, in this module, we will learn that if we are given with the contingency table and we are required to test the equality of several proportions, then how we can make use of the chi-square test to attain this objective. I will be giving you the demonstration on a practical example, and for that very example, we would be developing the testing procedure for the chi-square test. So the problem under consideration is our research is conducted to observe the success of students for a same course taught by the three instructors. Researcher has claimed that the proportion of success is same for all the three groups. For the given data, test the researcher's claim at 5% level of significance. Now students, as you can observe that the data for the three groups is being given to us. So the success of the students is being observed. So 25 students under group 1, they were successful, 18 under group 2 and 17 under group 3. So students, the first thing we would have to do is to find out the sum of the three groups, the total number of observations. So summing over 25, 18 and 17, we got 60. So students, सबसे पहले हमें ये total चाहिए होगा so that we can find out the expected frequencies. First of all, we will have to determine the testing procedure. So students, the first thing we would have to do is to formulate the alternative and the null hypothesis. So the null hypothesis is stated as proportion of success is same for the three groups. That was the researcher's claim. H1, which is the alternative statement, is indicating that there exists a difference between the proportion of the success for all the three groups. Step number 2 is level of significance, which is alpha. If it is not given, we'll be taking it as 0.05. Step number 3 is the test statistic, the formula we are going to use. So for this particular type of problem, students, we are going to use the chi-square test. So the formula of the chi-square test is being given as summation O minus E whole square divided by E, where O is the observed frequency and E is the expected frequency. Then the next step is to calculate the expected frequency and the chi-square value. So students, group 1, 2, 3 में आपको observed values were given as 25, 18, 17. हमने जब इन्हें sum up किया तो हमारे पास value आ गई 60. Now the next step is to calculate the expected frequency so that we can perform the chi-square test. So students, 60 को as we are given with three groups, हमने equally divide किया है into three groups, 20, 20 and 20, giving us a sum of 60. So 60 को 3 parts में divide करने के बाद हम differences लेंगे observed और expected frequencies के. So students, O minus E हम calculate करेंगे. 25 minus 20 is 5. Then 18 minus 20 is minus 2. And then 17 minus 20, that gives us minus 3. उसके बाद students, according to the formula, हमें O minus E का square लेना है. So 5 का square is 25. इसको जब आप divide करेंगे 20 के साथ according to the formula, so ये value मिल गई 1.25. इसी तरह से minus 2 को आप square करेंगे तो वो आपको देगा 4. 4 divided by 20, that is the corresponding expected value. तो आपको वैल्यू मिलेगी स्टूडेंट्स 0.2. इसी तरह से माइनस 3 का स्केयर करेंगे तो वो 9 होगा. 9 को स्टूडेंट्स आप एक्सपेक्टेड फ्रीक्वेंसी 20 के साथ डिवाइड करेंगे तो आपको देगा 0.45. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू द chi-square फॉर्मूला वी वुड हैव टू सम अप दिस कॉलम. सो स्टूडेंट्स, जब हम सम अप करेंगे इस पूरे कॉलम को बाय एडिंग 1.25 to 0.2 and then adding this number to 0.45, so we are given with the chi-square value of 1.90. Now, the calculated value that comes out to be 1.90. In order to draw the inferences, whether to reject or accept the null hypothesis, students, we require the critical region, that is the rejection region. So, rejection region would be chi-square greater than chi-square alpha, and then it is the R minus 1. Students, as you can observe, कि यहाँ पे आपको कॉलम्स तो दिए हुए थे, यानी ग्रुप्स दिए हुए थे, जिसको मैं K कहूंगी. सो R इज द सेम एज द K, आई मीन द टोटल नंबर ऑफ ग्रुप्स. सो इसको मैं आपके सामने लिख रही हूँ alpha is 0.05. So you can better call this k as 3 because there were 3 number of values in the data. So यहाँ पे क्योंकि आपके पास सिर्फ एक side of the contingency table given था, I mean it was not a contingency table of rows versus column. 3 groups were given. So 3 को 1 में से माइनस करूंगी. अल्फा के अंदर ये काई स्क्वायर टेबल में मुझे इस वैल्यू को देखना है. सो मेरे पास आ गया काई स्क्वायर 0.05 और आप इसको करें 3 - 1 तो वो आपको मिल गया 2. Now I'll have to consider the chi-square table to identify the value alpha जिसके लिए 0.05 है और k - 1 is 2. So students ये हैं degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom है आपके पास यहाँ पे 2 जिनको मैंने कहा k - 1. अब ये देखिए डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम आपके पास क्या आ चुकी हैं 2. 2 को आपने यानी कि डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम जो कि 2 आपके पास आई हैं आपने इनको प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ 0.05 में देखना है. सो स्टूडेंट्स ये प्रोबेबिलिटीज गिवन है. ये आपका काइस के टेबल है जिसमें एक साइड पे प्रोबेबिलिटीज है दूसरी साइड पे डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम है. सो 2 डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम के अगेंस्ट आप चलते जाएं एंड यू कैन डिटरमिन द 0.05. सो 0.05 और 2 के अगेंस्ट जो वैल्यू आपको मिली है दैट इज 5.99. सो व्हाइल यू आर कंसिडरिंग द chi-square टेबल आपको दो चीजें चाहिए डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम एंड द प्रोबेबिलिटी वैल्यू. प्रोबेबिलिटी वैल्यू क्योंकि 0.05 थी और आपके पास डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम 2 थी. सो यू हैव डिटरमिन द क्रिटिकल वैल्यू ऑफ chi-square as 5.99. So this last step, students, is to make a comparison between the calculated value and that of the tabulated value we have obtained as 5.99 using the degrees of freedom and alpha, that is a probability. So the calculated value that we have obtained using chi-square formula, students, that comes out to be 1.90. So आप देख सकते हैं कि ये जो 1.90 है it does not fall in the critical region. Why? Because this value is less than 5.99. That was your tabulated value that you have obtained from the chi-square table. So as 1.90 is less than 5.99, that means it doesn't fall into the rejection region. So we will be accepting H naught and we conclude that the proportion of the success is same for all the 3 groups.